Okay. Shall now pass on to verse number 29. Mrunalika pelavameva madibhir vratais samangam glapayantyahernisham tapashariraih kadhinairuparjitam tapasvinam duram adhaschakarasa. This is the last verse of the description of the tapas of Parvati. In this verse, Kalidasa says that she surpassed. Sa refers to Parvati. Adhaschakara means surpassed. Tapaha, the tapas, the austerity of even the sages, tapasvinam. And this she did by a great degree. So she excelled afar, surpassed greatly the tapas of the ascetics. Now the tapas of ascetics is something that is done, that is earned, uparjitam, that is earned by means of their bodies, shariraihi. Which are strong and sturdy, kadhinaihi. So with their sturdy bodies, ascetics attain great levels of tapas. But this Parvati surpassed by means of her own vows, vrataihi, through which she glapayanti, she emaciated, she famished her own body. Angam is frame or limb, so all her limbs, her own body, her own frame, which she did not at intervals but continuously, aharnisham, day and night. In spite of the fact that her own body, her angam, was very tender, pelavam, as tender as the lotus fiber, mrunalika. So this famishing of her body was done by the vratas, which are the ones that have been listed above and the similar ones. So evamadibhihi means such and similar. So by such and similar vows, Parvati's frame was extremely tender, in fact as tender as the lotus fiber, but she performed tapas day and night, aharnisham, and she emaciated her body, glapayanti, through her vows, vrataihi. So swam angam glapayanti, by means of vratas, which are the ones that are described above, and there are many that have not been described in detail by Kalidasa in this work. So evam adibhihi, so such and many more vratas that she took up and performed her tapas, and by such tapas as this she surpassed by far duram adhaschakara, such tapas as is garnered by sages, tapasvinam uparjitam tapaha. So tapasvinam tapaha, and such an austerity is something that can be attained only by means of very strong bodies, katinaihi shariraihi. The anvaya of the verse is Mrunalika pelavam swam angam evamadhibhihi vrataihi aharnisham glapayanti katinaihi shariraihi uparjitam tapasvinam tapaha sa duram adhaschakara. So the body of Parvati, swam angam, angam refers to limb, and here it refers to the body. Angam is neuter, and therefore we ought to know whether it is Prathama Vibhakti or Dvitiya Vibhakti. Here it is Dvitiya Vibhakti, swam angam. Angam qualified by swam, and therefore this swam is also Napumsakalinga Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachana. So swam angam, her own limb or her own frame. So that is the karman of the sentence here of the verb glapayanti. So glapayanti, so famishing her body, her frame. Angam, though refers to the limb, refers to the entire body, and therefore swam angam glapayanti, she was famishing her frame. Now this is what is technically referred to in Yoga Shastra as shosha, and glapayanti is from root glai. The dhatu patha is glai harshakshaye. So deprivation, it indicates deprivation of even the bare necessities. So leave alone the moments of enjoyment or the objects of enjoyment. So harshakshaya refers to forsaking the objects of enjoyment. And for root glai, so which has forms such as glayati. So for dhyai we have dhyayati, etc. as the forms in latakara. Similarly mlaim layati, dhyai glai glayati, and so on. So glapayanti is root glai plus nich is the causal form, and for that we have the shatru pratyaya here and the feminine form of that. So this is F11 Strilinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form. So obviously referring to sa here, sa glapayanti. If there were no causal form here, the root is itself intransitive, and therefore the form would be glayanti. So here, as it is there is a reference to Parvati, as it were punishing her frame. So subjecting her frame to certain conditions, we have the causal form here. So root glai plus nich is the causal suffix, and so the form as a consequence of this nich is glapayanti. Now this was something that is incessant or unceasing. So unceasingly she subjected her body to the various austerities. So aharnisham obviously is an adverb here. So this is kriya visheshana. Aharnisham glapayanti qualifies, modifies glapayanti. So aharnisham swam angam glapayanti, and the word swa in Sanskrit has varied parsings, so grammatically and semantically. So the Amarkosha says swajñātau atmani swam trishvatmiye swostriyam dhane. Swajñāta vatmane swantri shvatmeye swostriyam dhane. So when masculine, it refers to a bandhu or atmiya, the relative, or to one's own self. When it is masculine as well as neuter, it refers to wealth. And when it is an adjective, it means of one's own. So one's own is of oneself, or one's own is the word swa, which is used here, and therefore this is an adjective here. Swa is an adjective here qualifying angam, and as angam is n-1, this is also n-1 nahumsakalinga dvitiya ekvachana form. Swam angam vrataihi glapayanti. Vrataihi by means of vratas, this is nahumsakalinga tritiya vibhakti ekvachana, and evam adhibihi being an adjective for vrataihi is also nahumsakalinga tritiya vibhakti ekvachana. So evam adhibihi vrataihi. So the word evam adhibihi itself is to be dissolved like this. Evam is a part of the compound, and therefore evam adihi yesham taihi. So refers to Panchagni tapas, etc. And therefore evamadibhihi vrataihi swamangam glapayanti. So this adjective aharnisham is to be analyzed as ahascha nishacha aharnisham. So day and night, so she performed her tapas, and she subjected her frame to immense pressures which are in the direction of her spiritual advancement. So it's not merely subjecting oneself to very many difficulties that will conduce to the progress of tapas. So it is only when it is done as per the indications given in the Shastras, so that it can conduce to the growth of penance. So it's not mere subjection of one's body to difficulties, and therefore it has to be done in a manner that has been prescribed by the Shastras. So evamadhibhihi vrataihi, the vratas are all prescribed in the Shastras and described in the Shastras, and it's only as per those norms that one has to perform one's tapas. So thus subjecting her body to all these woes, she subjected her body, which was itself angam, was pelavam. So this is n-1. Mrinalika pelavam, as tender, as delicate as mrinalika. The word mrinalika itself is dissolved as alpa mrinali mrinalika. Mrinali is a lotus fiber, and alpa mrinali, a very thin mrinali, is mrinalika. Sometimes the suffix ka is added in the sense of swartha, here in the sense of alpartha. So Mrunalika iva, sa iva or Mrunalika iva pelavam. So this is Mrunalika pelavam qualifies Angam, and as Angam is in Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachana, we have to have Mrunalika pelavam also Tatu in the sense of Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachana form. So as the Grihvakya for Mrunalika pelavam. So Mrunalika pelavam swam angam. So swam stands for swakiyam, the adjectival sense that we saw here. So swakiyam angam, so her own body, her own frame, she subjected, glapayanti, put it to such vratas, under such vratas, glapayanti, making it thinner and thinner. Now obviously by eating less, as was indicated in the previous verses, so one grows thinner. A hefty body is certainly not conducive to tapas, and therefore she made her frame extremely thin and frail. So by means of the pursuit of such austerities, Parvati was able to surpass the austerity of the sages. Tapasvinam tapaha. So tapasvinam tapaha means the austerity of the sages. Tapasvinam is M63. And tapaha once again is a word in the neuter gender, and therefore you must know whether it is in Prathama Vibhakti or Dvitiya Vibhakti. Here it is as it is the karman of adhaschakara is Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekavachana. Tapasvinam tapaha, the tapas of the tapasvins. So this Parvati adhaschakara, sa tapaha adhaschakara. So she excelled tapaha, the austerity. Adhaha is down. So putting that down is to surpass here. So through, for, to, low, adhaschakara, duram adhaschakara. So duram means by a very great degree. Duram adhaschakara, by a great degree she threw it low, through tapas low, through the tapas of the sages low. That means she by far surpassed the tapas of the tapasvins, the austerity of the ascetics. Now the contrast that is to be noted here is that such tapas of the tapasvins was something that was achieved under more favorable conditions. What are those favorable conditions? Now they were equipped with bodies, sharira, which was kathina, bodies which were kathina. Kathina means strong. So shariraihi, sharira is Navumskalinga in Sanskrit, and by means of bodies, so it is the instrumental case, and therefore this is Tritiya Vibhakti Ekvachana form, Bahuvachana form. So shariraihi, and this is qualified by kathinaihi, and therefore this is also Navumskalinga Tritiya Vibhakti Bahuvachana form. Kathinaihi shariraihi uparjitam. So uparjitam is upa plus root arj, for which you have the kta form. So arj itself is to earn, and upa plus arj also means the same thing. The dhatu part of this is arja, arjane. So as it is a well-known word, the dhatu part does not bother to give a synonym for that. So it is that word itself is famous. Therefore uparjitam means earned. So the tapas of the tapasvins was earned by means of bodies which are strong and sturdy. So the word tapasvin obviously has the masculine gender, and men are endowed with bodies which are naturally stronger than that of women. So as the body of women is rather frail compared to that of men, they are known as abalas, and therefore it is men that are referred to here, tapaswins. So though it can be taken as referring to the whole class, men or women, here there can be some significance by taking it to be referred to men. So tapasvinam tapaha, the ascetics who are men, which they earned through their bodies which are very strong. Katinaihi shariraihi uparjitam. So there is also a hint here that tapas can be achieved by katina sharira, and therefore one must have a very strong body to perform tapas, and therefore there is also a saying nayamatma balahinena labhyah, and therefore this bala of the body is also an important ingredient, and therefore it is men who achieved great tapas with their strong bodies, and Parvati had a very tender frame, Mrinalika Pelavam, so as would suit a princess. So as she was after all the daughter of a king, the king of mountains, the Himavan. So her body was very tender, and in spite of the fact that she had a very tender frame, she surpassed the tapas of the ascetics who had a very strong frame. And this was possible because of her supreme determination and also her very steady and incessant practice of tapas. So by means of such austerities as are described as Panchagni tapas and so on, and therefore Parvati performed a very high level of tapas. The synonyms of Katina are given in the Amarakosha as Karkasham, Katinam, Kruram. Kathoram, Nishthuram, Dridham. All these are synonyms of Katina. And Adhas Chakara. Here Adhas is an Upapada and Chakara is from root Kr, the famous Dukre Inkarane in the lit form, the Parasmavadi lit 1-1, Pratham Purusha Ekvachana. So the forms are Chakara, Chakratuhu, Chakruhu, Chakartha, Chakrathuhu, Chakra, Chakara, Chakara, Chakruva, Chakrama. These are the forms of root Kri in lit. So thus did Parvati perform her tapas. So this is the last verse in which Kalidasa describes the tapas of Parvati. So attaining the peak of tapas, so and that she surpassed the tapas of even the best of ascetics, the great tapas of the great ascetics has been very clearly stated here, and therefore Parvati has done in a way all that she needed to do. So she needed to rid herself of perhaps the element of dross in the form of the feeling that the feeling of self-consciousness of her extraordinary beauty, which in fact came in the way of her winning the heart of Shiva, and therefore all this led to a greater purity of her own mind and a spiritual evolution, and she now richly deserved the goal of her tapas, namely Lord Shiva, which is hinted in the verse to follow, shloka number 30. The shloka reads, Atha jina shadhadharah pragalbhavag jwalanniva brahmamayena tejasa vivesha kaschid jatilas tapovanam sharirabadhah prathamashramo yatha. So this shloka indicates the arrival of Lord Shiva. अथाजिनाषाढधरः प्रगल्भवाक् ज्वलन्निव ब्रह्ममयेन तेजसा विवेश कश्चिज्जटिलस्तपोवनम् शरीरबद्धः प्रथमाश्रमो यथा. And then atha. Kalidasa does not expressly say that Shiva came there. He only says Kaschit, some fellow, Vivesha. He entered Tapovanam, the penance grove. Some person who was Jatilaha. So all the other words describe this Jatilaha. So Kaschit, Jatilaha means one who had matted hair. Jata is hair, and therefore one who had matted hair, one who had matted his hair. So such a person entered the Tapovana. And how was he? He wore, dharaha has two senses here, one referring to ajina, another referring to ashadha. He wore ajina. Ajina is skin. So he wore a dress made of skin, ajina dhara, and he also bore an ashadha. Ashadha is a stick. In Sanskrit, the word ashadha stands for the palash danda, and therefore he held the ashadha in his hand. These are the obvious marks of a brahmacharin, and therefore a person who wore the skin and who held in his hand a stick. So such a Jatila so made his entry into the Tapovana there. There are also other features of his. Pragalbhavak means he was skilled in speech. He had what is called the gift of the gab, and therefore so he was very skilled in speech, pragalbhavak. And then further, he was jwalanniva brahmamayena tejasa. He was, as it were, glowing. Jwalan iva, as if glowing as it were with luster, tejasa, which is brahmic, brahmamayena tejasa. So such a Jatila such a Jatila entered the penance grove, and after giving the detailed description, Kalidasa feels like summing up the essence of the description, saying Sharira Baddha Prathamashramo Yatha. So he was the embodiment of the Prathamashrama, the Brahmacharya ashrama. As if, so as it were, he was the very embodiment of the Brahmacharya ashrama. the Anvaya of the verse is like this: Atha Ajinashadharaha Pragalbhavak Brahmamayena Tejasa Jwalanniva Kaschid Jatilaha Sharirabadhaha Prathamashamaha Yatha Tatha Tapovanam Vivesha. Tatha is understood here. So now a certain brahmacharin entered the Tapovana is what is indicated in this verse. Kaschit Jatilaha Vivesha. So Kaschit refers to a certain person, a certain man with a matted hair. Kaschit Jatilaha. So in Sanskrit the suffixes chit, chana and api are added to show something which is not very definite or not very certain. Therefore it's uncertain who it was, and therefore Kaschit, Kaschana and Kopi all mean the same thing. So Kaschit Jatilaha. So Jatilaha is explained as Jatavan, obviously referring to the Brahmachari. So Jatavan or Brahmachari. So the dissolution of Jatilaha is Jataha Santi Asya. So one who has matted hair, one who has matted his hair. So the person possessed of matted hair, so Kaschit refers to Anirdishtaha as commented by the commentators. That means there is absolutely no clue that he was Shiva himself in that guise. So Kaschit Jatilaha, an unknown person who had matted his hair, entered the penance grove. Tapovanam Vivesha. As the word Vana and Tapovana are neuter in gender, you must know that it is in Prathama Vibhakti or Dvitiya Vibhakti. So Kaschid Tapovanam Vivesha, as it is the karman of the root, the verb Vivesha here, it is Napumsakalinga Dvitiya Vibhakti Ekvachana form. So Tapovanam, Tapovane, Tapovanani, and again in Dvitiya Vibhakti also we have Tapovanam, Tapovane, Tapovanani. It is Dvitiya Vibhakti form. Tapovanam Vivesha. Vivesha is from root Visha Praveshane is the Dhatu Patha. It means to enter. And the forms are, so this is root Vish, and in the lit Lakara, Prathama Purusha Ekvachana form. Vivesha, Vivishatuhu, Vivishuhu, Viveshitha, Vivishathuhu, Vivisha, Vivesha, Vivishiva, Vivishima. These are the forms. So Kaschit Jatilaha Tapovanam Vivesha. A certain person with matted hair entered the penance grove. How was he? So while Parvati was performing tapas, so then against the background of the performance of tapas, to taking it to such great heights in such a context, Atha he entered. So Jatilaha Vivesha. How was this Jatila? This is described as, so Ajinashadharaha. So as Jatilaha is Pullinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana, all the adjectives of this are similarly Pullinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana, namely Ajinashadharaha, Pragalbhavak and Jwalan, Brahmamayena Tejasa Jwalan. So and he is also Prathamashamaha Sharirabadhaha. So all these expressions are in Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form. Ajina is the skin, obviously the deer skin. So and Ashadha, in Amarkosha the word Ashadha is explained as Palasho Danda Ashadha. So the stick that is that belongs to the Palasha tree is called Ashadha. So he was Ajinadhara and Ashadhadhara. So dhara is to wear or to bear, and therefore the dissolution of this word Ajinashadharaha is Ajinancha Ashadhaha cha. yields Ajinashadhau. And then Dharaha itself is dissolved as Dharati iti Dharaha. And combining these two, Ajinashadhayoh Dharaha, Ajinashadha Dharaha. So one who had Ajina and Ashadha, the skin and the stick. So this is the first qualification for the Brahmacharin, so the Jatila. And Pragalbhavak, so this is once again Pullinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form, and the dissolution is Pragalbha Vak Yasya Saha. We note that this is a Bahuvrihi compound, and therefore Vach is Strilinga in Sanskrit. Vach is the base, the Pratipadika form, and Vak is the Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form. And in spite of that, now as all the Bahuvrihi compounds are adjectival in nature, Pragalbha Vak becomes an adjective to Jatila, and therefore the whole expression is masculine. So Pragalbha Vak Yasya Saha means one who is very eloquent in speech. Pragalbha means eloquence. So Pragalbha Vak, the whole expression means one who is eloquent, one who is highly skilled in speech. Now this eloquence in speech is not in vain that Kalidasa refers to. So throughout the conversation that follows, you see this shloka in the subsequent shlokas, you can see how skilled this Brahmacharin was in his speech. So his eloquence not merely refers to the flow of speech, the spontaneity, but his being highly skilled in his speech, and he would ask questions in a very tricky manner, and therefore the exuberance and high skill in his speech is referred to in the expression Pragalbha Vak. So this Brahmacharin who was Ajinashadhara and Pragalbha Vak, so he entered. The Jatila is further qualified by the other expression Brahmamayena Tejasa Jwalanniva. He was as though burning, Jwalan. So he was burning, so this is from Jwala Deeptau, so to be glowing. Jwalanniva, as though he was burning with Tejas, luster or splendor, which was Brahmamaya. So the word Brahmamaya, as the word Brahma itself is polysemic, referring either to the supreme Brahman or to a Brahmana. Either way it can be construed. The dissolution of the word is Brahmanaha Vikaraha Brahmamayaha. Here as it qualifies Tejasa, so this is Nahumsakalinga Tritiya Vibhakti Ekvachana. This also has to be Nahumsakalinga Tritiya Vibhakti Ekvachana. So Brahmanaha Vikaraha Brahmamayam. So Tena. So Brahmamayena Tejasa. So with his Brahmanical luster, Malinatha paraphrased it as Brahma Varchasena. He had the varchas of the Brahman or of a Brahmana, and therefore he had this Brahma Varchasa, Brahma Varchasena. So endowed with that. The Amarakosha gives the meanings of the word Brahman like this. There are two words, namely Brahman masculine and Brahman neuter. So Vedastatvam Tapo Brahma Brahma Viprah Prajapatihi. So the word in masculine can refer to either a Brahmana, Vipra, or Prajapati, the creator, Vedas. In masculine it has these two senses. when it is neuter, it has three senses, namely Veda and Tattva and Tapas. So these are the three senses of the word Brahman when in neuter. So Brahmanaha Vikaraha. So Brahmamayena Tejasa Jwalanniva. So as if, see, burning with that Tejas, this Brahmacharin was Jwalanniva Brahmamayena Tejasa. Now Ajina in Sanskrit refers to Ajinam Charma, says the Amarkosha. So the skin is referred to as Ajina, and its synonym Kritti is in Strilinga. Krittihi Stri. So it is feminine. So Shiva is known as Krittivasas. So here he is Ajina Vasas, and therefore he is Ajina Dhara. And Atha Ajina Shadhadhara Pragalbhavag Jwalanniva Brahmamayena Tejasa. So Vivesha Kaschid Jatilaha Tapovanam. So as Malinatha paraphrases Jatilaha as Jatavan Brahmachari, and Kaschit means Anirdishtaha. So he who is not indicated. So such a person possessed of matted hair, Tapovanam Vivesha. He entered the Tapovana. And this person was also the very embodiment, as it were, Sharira Baddhaha Yatha, of the Prathama Ashrama. So there are 4 ashramas. So as Manu Smriti says, Brahmachari Grihasthascha, Vanaprastho Yatistatha. So these are the 4 ashramas or stages and stations of life, and this person looked like the very embodiment of this Prathama ashrama. These are the 4 ashramas: Brahmacharya ashrama, Grihastha ashrama or Garhasthya, and Vanaprastha ashrama and Sannyasa ashrama. The first ashrama is obviously that of the Brahmacharin, and therefore Prathama ashrama is a paraphrase for Brahmacharya ashrama. Now obviously this is something incorporeal, this stage of life. Suppose it incorporated into a body, Sharira Baddha. If it got embodied, Sharira Baddha, then it is verily in the form of this Brahmacharin. So a Brahmacharin may have, see, Jata, or there are also other ways. So Mundo va Jatilo Vasya Dathavasya Chikha Jataha. These are also descriptions referred to in the Manusmriti for ascetics. So Sharira Baddhaha is to be dissolved in a rather different way. So Baddham Shariram Yena Saha. Yields Baddha Shariraha. The same has an alternative, see, form as Sharira Baddhaha. As this is a somewhat unusual form, there is also the variant reading. We have Sharira Bandhaha Prathamashramo Yatha. Then it will be Sharirasya Bandhaha. So Baddha Sharira and Sharira Baddha are the same, and Prathama Ashrama is to be dissolved as Prathamascha Asau Ashramascha. Prathama Ashramaha. Now obviously the Prathama Ashrama cannot itself take on a form and come, and therefore the particle Yatha here shows the element of Utpreksha here. So as it were, so has the sense of Iva, Ivarthaka. So Yatha Shabdaha Ivarthe, says Malinatha. So such a person has arrived here. Obviously the tapas of Parvati has matured, so leading to the arrival of Shiva. Now this holding this Ashadha staff is as per, for example, the Dharma Shastras, as for example in Gautama Dharma Sutra we have Brahmanasya Bailva Palashau. The Brahmana is supposed to hold a Bilva Danda or a Palasha Danda. So these are the alternatives that are given for the various Varnas. So for a Brahmana, the Bilva or the Palasha stick is recommended, and therefore this Brahmacharin so had the typical look of the Brahmachari ashrama, so of the Brahmacharin among the Brahmanas, so of the Brahmana Varna. Therefore, Athajina Shadhadharah Pragalbhavag Jwalanniva Brahmamayena Tejasa Vivesha Kaschid Jatilaha Tapovanam Sharirabadhaha Prathamashramo Yatha. So, in this verse, the resplendent guest that has arrived as a Brahmacharin is referred to. So, this is obviously Lord Shiva who has arrived in this form, and he puts to test the asceticism of Parvati and her convictions, and it is only then that he marries her. We pass on to verse 31. Tamatitheyi bahumana purvaya saparyaya pratyudiyaya Parvati bhavanti samyepi nivishtachetasam vapur vishesheshvati gauravah kriyaha. Tam Atitheyi Bahumana Purvaya Saparyaya Pratyudiyaya Parvati. Bhavanti samyepi nivishtachetasam vapur vishesheshvati gauravah kriyaha. In this verse, Kalidasa says Parvati welcomed this guest, so this unknown guest. Tam refers to him, the Brahmachari that is referred to in the previous verse, the Jatila. Pratyudiyaya means greeted. Parvati is subject to the sentence. Parvati greeted this guest. Parvati tam pratyudiyaya. Parvati greeted the fellow with the matted hair. Parvati herself is Atitheyi. Atitheyi means very hospitable. The hospitable Parvati received the guest, and she received him with honor, saparyaya. So, which was full of respect. Bahumana purvaya means full of respect. Very respectfully did Parvati receive the new guest. In the latter half of the verse, there is a general statement, so that suits this context, that brings out the significance of the context and the action of Parvati. In the case of those whose mind, Chetas, his mind, is nivishta, established in samya, equanimity. the force of api is, in the case of even those whose mind is established in equanimity, kriyaha, their activities will be, kriyaha bhavanti, their activities will be like this, namely ati gauravaha, ones which are full of a high degree of respect, highly respectful, ati gauravaha. Kriyaha will become ati gauravaha, ones which are highly respectful. In the case of persons who are vapur vishesha, so I have missed one letter here, vapur vishesheshvati gaurava kriyaha. So vapur vishesha can refer to a very special body or a person who has a special body, here the latter. So vapur vishesha is a person who is endowed with a special body. So men of distinguished frame. In the case of such persons, the kriyaha will be ati gauravaha. Their activities will be ones which are full of high regard, ati gauravaha. So the idea is that Parvati received this new guest with due honor, rather a high honor. The anvaya of the shloka is like this: Atitheyi Parvati bahumana purvaya saparyaya tam pratyudiyaya. So that is one sentence. The second sentence is Samye nivishta chetasam api upur vishesheshu ati gauravaha kriyaha bhavanti. Going into the details of the verse, Parvati received the guest. Parvati is obviously Strilinga Prathama Vibhakti Ekvachana form, that is subject of the sentence. Parvati pratyudiyaya. So this is received, the guest. So prati plus ud plus root e. So root e is to go in gatau. So prati udiyaya, pratyudiyaya. So when we have an honored guest at home, at the door, we rise and go towards him. So prati is towards, utu is to rise up. So rising up we go and receive. So respectfully receiving somebody, prat is indicated by the root prati, utu and e. So this is in the lit lakara, Prathama Purusha Ekvachana, Parvati pratyudiyaya. The forms here are prati plus udu plus iyaya, iyatuhu, iyuhu, iyayitha, iyetha, iyathuhu, iya, iyaya, iyaya, iyiva, iyima. With the two upasargas, prati and udu, the forms would be pratyudiyaya, pratyudiyatuhu, pratyudiyuhu, etc. So Parvati pratyudiyaya. Parvati greeted tam, him. So there is a reference to the Jatila in the previous verse. So this refers to the Jatilam. So tam, the Jatilam, with all the qualifications that are described in the given in the previous verse. Tam pratyudiyaya. Parvati tam pratyudiyaya. And how did she receive him? Received him with saparya. So saparya is hospitality. Saparya is honor. So it refers to worship. So very worshipfully she received him. The Amarkosha says the synonyms of saparya are puja, namasya, pachitihi. So namasya, puja, apachiti, and saparyarcharhanaha samaha. Archa, saparya, archa and arhana, all these are synonyms. Puja, namasyar, puja namasya pachitihi saparyarcharhana samaha. All these are synonyms here. 6 words which are synonymous. Saparyaya, with honor, she greeted the guest. And that is because Parvati herself is Atitheyi. And sometimes so happens that persons who are absorbed in tapas or in some serious activity would be repugnant towards guests who may come, and they construe such arrivals as disturbances of their tapas. But that was not the case with Parvati. Parvati was generally very hospitable. The word Atitheyi is to be dissolved thus: Atithishu sadhuhu. If masculine, can yield Atitheyaha. If feminine, Atitheyi. The same dissolution for both the masculine and the feminine forms. And therefore, here it is Atithishu. So sadhvi or sadhu, either way, yields Atitheyi. Atitheyi is an adjective for Parvati, therefore this is also F11. So Atitheyi and Parvati, they are the same vibhakti and vachana, they are samanadhikarana. Atitheyi Parvati tam pratyudiyaya. So with saparyaya, so with honor. So this is Tritiya vibhakti ekvachana, Strilinga Tritiya vibhakti ekvachana of saparya. So saparya is akaranta strilinga, and therefore here we have saparyaya, strilinga tritiya vibhakti ekvachana, qualified by bahumana purvaya, and therefore this is also FT1, strilinga tritiya vibhakti ekvachana. Bahumana purvaya saparyaya tam pratyudiyaya. Bahumana, in sense, though the word bahumana is commonly used in some languages like Kannada for prize, that is not the meaning in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, mana is regard, honor, respect, and therefore bahumana refers to high regard, so a deep sense of respect. So bahumana purvaya, full of high regard. The dissolution for this word bahumana purvaya is given like this: bahushchasau manascha. Mana is pullinga in Sanskrit, therefore we have bahushchasau manascha bahumanaha, and bahumanaha purvaha yasyaha sa, as it refers to saparya. So it is, as it is strilinga, saparya strilinga, we have yasyaha sa, so this yields bahumana purva, it can qualify saparya. And as we have saparyaya, tritiya vibhakti ekvachana form, you have to add taya, which gives bahumana purvaya saparyaya. So full of high regard. And as Malinatha says, it is gaurava purvaya, so full of high regard. So it is not something that is done in a very casual manner. So the English word ritual is sometimes used in a very pejorative sense, so it is all just a ritual, they say. So it's not in that sense, so that this ritual was rendered. So it is full of high regard for the honored guest. So that the guest was special is indicated by all the adjectives in the previous verse, and therefore, as this was a great guest, so a distinguished guest, a special guest, so Parvati greeted him with very high regard, so with worship which reflected her high sense of respect for the guest. Now Kalidasa takes this occasion to show that Parvati, she was a person who was equanimous towards all. So any guest she would receive with high honor. But however, in the case of this brahmacharin, somehow Parvati showed a special sense of honor for this guest. So, and this can be a matter that can be objected to, because she is showing favor for some person. And in this context, Kalidasa runs to the rescue of Parvati, saying that in the case of very specially endowed persons like this brahmacharin, so endowed with brahmic luster, etc., even in the case of persons who are endowed with equanimity, so their activities of receiving them, activities of honoring them would be ones which are endowed with extraordinary regard and respect. Ati gauravaha kriyaha. So Parvati is herself a person who is samye nivishta chetas. So in the case of such persons whose mind, chetas is mind, so the dissolution of nivishta chetasam is nivishtam chetaha yesham te. So nivishta chetasaha. So if it is yasya saha, it would be nivishta chetaha. So it is sakaranta word, pullinga word. So nivishtam chetaha yesham te nivishta chetasaha. So tesham would yield the form nivishta chetasam. Actually, the construal of nivishta is with samya, and therefore it would have been a happier construction if we had samya nivishta as a single word, and therefore anyhow samye nivishtam chetaha here. So the mind of persons whose which is established nivishta means stationed in samya. Samya is equanimity. So the word sama itself is used in the sense of Brahman. In the Bhagavad Gita we have the expression nirdosham hi samam brahma, and therefore samye nivishta chetas is almost the same as brahmani nivishta chetas. We also have in the same context in the Bhagavad Gita the verse which describes the equanimity of a man of true knowledge. So it says vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavihastini swenichaiva shvapakecha panditaha samadarshinaha. They see the sama in all these, and there itself sama is glossed as Brahman. So they see Brahman in all, and therefore the treatment should also be similar. So in the case of persons who are seen to have a common factor in them, and therefore samye nivishta chetasam, so kriyaha, this should be samaha bhavanti, should be the normal case, but here he says in the case of vapurvishesha an exception is made, that namely that the kriyaha would be ati gauravaha bhavanti. So kriyaha ati gauravaha bhavanti, their activities of reception and hospitality would be full of very high regard. Ati gauravaha bhavanti kriyaha. So the word gaurava is to be dissolved as guroho bhavaha gauravam. So ati stands for atishayitam. Atishayitam gauravam yasam. So or yasu, either way. So atishayitam gauravam yasam taha kriyaha ati gauravaha kriyaha, or atishayitam gauravam yasu taha kriyaha ati gauravaha kriyaha. So these will be in order in the case of persons who are vapurvisheshas. So vapurvishesha is vapusham visheshaha. I'm completing it. Vapusham visheshaha vapurvisheshaha teshu. There is also this gloss vapush shabdasya vapurdharini lakshana. So the vapurvisheshatva of this brahmacharin is as indicated by the Vedic statement rupamevasya vyachaste mahimanam. So the greatness is indicated by the very frame. So in a country where the guest is honored as a divinity, Atithi Devo Bhava, it is no wonder that Parvati receives this guest with due honor. And in the case of the Brahmacharyan, somehow, so for an inexplicable reason, as it were, because of his Visheshatva, so the hospitality is one which is full of very high regard and respect. The figure of speech in the shloka is Arthantaranyasa. So Muktir Arthantaranyasa Syat Samanya Visheshayoho. So there is a general statement in the latter half of the verse which has as its support the particular statement in the former half of the verse, and as there is mutual corroboration, the figure of speech is Arthantaranyasa. We can stop explanation for this verse here.